Good morning and welcome to yet another Hexagon Cup cast. I hope everyone is enjoying their Sunday. It's perfectly nice here, and sounds from what I've heard like the weather's nice across most of the world right now. Today we have the match for Tile M1 between Bobby of the Revolution and Dells of Disco Inferno. Joining me for today's cast for their first time is Kat the Befuddled. Welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining. Always glad to have another caster. Today's tile is kind of an important one for this early stage in the tournament. If you look at the map here, you'll see that we've got red tiles to the north and purple tiles to the south. So both teams would like to control this to connect as many adjacent tiles as they can to maximize their score. And I think Bobby might have a little bit of a tough climb here.
Faith in Bobby. Bobby's on my team. He won his first match, which is a bit better than the rest of my team. So I've got faith in him against Dells.
Well, let's see how that faith pans out. The two venues we're going to be seeing today are the setup on Terrace, where you pick any 3 of 6 missions rather than any 3 of all 7, and then followed by Tayen. So a couple of relatively volatile venues, and Bobby has certainly shown some strokes of brilliance lately. We will see how he fares as we get ready to head on to the terrace. Little bit of an unnecessary introduction here, because why not? It will be Bobby sniping, or Bobby on the spy side first. Dells is the sniper. Have some general. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
And he's starting off walking towards the bar. Is he going to request? It's very nice that Small Man has joined him there.
Yep.
And he gets in with a 34% flirt.
Early
now the Amber's come and stood next to him here, but we didn't take that bug opportunity there.
I think that's probably the right call. The Ambassador was in a place where he wasn't providing us too much cover. I think Dells would have sussed that out. Plus, there was not too much else going on at the party. What's nice here is we will pick up this print here in the aftermath.
Yeah, and put it straight back down again. And go join a conversation and idle for a bit. Now, it's interesting that Bobby's playing as General, because he likes the General Queen pair. But he hasn't gone for Queen here, he's gone for a Small Man seduction target.
Perhaps a little bit of Yomi there. Dells surely aware of the fact that Bobby loves their memes, and maybe trying to throw him off kilter a little bit by not going for the memes.
Yeah, unfortunately that banana bread did knock out Small Man.
But otherwise, only knocking out one person is a really strong banana bread for Terrace, and I think you take that all day. Plus, we're making good progress on this flirt now. We still have 2 minutes, and we just need to find one more from anywhere else. And maybe just, if that statue print cooks long enough, we can finish with that. For the moment here, content just to sit and wait, idle, timer flirt this out. And as far as I can tell, that statue print is still there on that far left statue. Bobby rotating the camera around to take a look at it, make sure nobody's trying to interfere. We'll probably wait for the timer flirt and then go pick that up and put themselves in mission win countdown here in this first game.
Yeah, and off he goes, finishing his flirt 100%. But does he remember that that fingerprint's on the statue?
At this point, I'm afraid he doesn't.
Yeah, we'll have to see. And he's heading towards the bar.
Yeah, looks like he might try to grab another delegate here instead of going for that print. Of course, it's easy for us to see and say that, yeah, sure, there's a print over there on that statue and nobody's seen it, but of course we have all the camera angles in the world. And
Yeah, we do.
while it's still available, I think we're probably going to try to send off this purloin here. We've positioned ourselves in such a way that it might not be obvious that it was us who sent them off. Unfortunately, that delegate to Kane is probably a little bit telegraphed, and Laser rotating around to watch for it. I think we might be in trouble here.
And has Dell's noticed it?
There goes the list. There goes the laser. And it takes...
And there goes the shot. Dell's completely on top of that purloin there.
Yep. I would expect nothing less from Dells. That is one of the missions he's definitely better at tracking. It's really a shame there that Bobby wasn't aware of the fingerprint, but there's just so much to watch on the spy side that you can't really fault anyone for missing something so small as a single fingerprint on a statue. But that's going to give Dells the first game. And we'll keep it rolling here on to our second game of Terrace, where we have Dells starting out as the spy. Teal this time around in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
He's leaving it on AI control for quite a long time here. I'm not sure I see many players that leave it on AI control for that long.
If you don't take control before you head into the conversation, it might be a good idea to do it just for the sake of letting the AI handle the first talk. And I think that's exactly what Dells did there. A significant bar rush here, as well as our seduction target heading to the statues, means that this is a pretty active party, and Dells might have an opportunity to capitalize on that as the match progresses. But for the moment,
it looks like he's just standing there and letting the party settle down before he gets any mission progress.
Yeah, and there's absolutely none for us here. We might try to pick up this case, but we'd have to race Wheels for it, and we don't. Oh, Dells, you were obligated for that case. Wheels didn't have it yet. Will Bobby pick up on that? I'm not sure. But Dell's ignoring the case. Laser is watching us in the back now. I can't tell if Bobby's on top of that fact or not. But we will fire off this banana bread.
Banana bread.
And it's fake for everyone, because the DA has left.
The DA wanted the case! That's what you get for ignoring the case, Dells. You should have picked that up and given it back. That's heartbreaking.
And it's not your typical choice of small man as the amber here, but from what I remember, Dells just randoms his cast each time.
Yep.
And that's what you get if you're random. Looks like it'll be hard to sneak a bug past Bobby here with such a small amber. There we go, stepping into the circle. We're gonna pick up our flirt. Yeah, up to 85%.
But I don't think Dells has the time to timer flirt this, especially with that contact not coming through. And worse still, we might be credited as having the contact already just because briefcase is... Oh, Wheels.
Oh.
What did you do, Wheels? Are you finishing statues?
I don't think so. Maybe he was finishing prints because he picked up the briefcase earlier.
Well, he had been at left statues there, and then he goes...
Oh, okay.
Actually, statue to statue. And it's a shame there, because if Bobby had waited just a few more seconds, I'm sure Dells was about to go for their real contact. But punished for that little bit of lack of patience, Bobby should have known that they had 10 seconds there, even if that was a finish. And shoots the AI for going statue to statue. These things happen, but Bobby will have to claw back this 2-game deficit here, starting out as queen in 3, 2, 1, and again, no general pairing.
But he is teasing with it again.
Bit of an atypical start to this game. Most of the partygoers finding their way into conversation rather than to mission sites. So Bobby likely to take this opportunity for an early contact. We will step in right next to the ambassador and fire off the banana bread.
Banana bread.
The number of people who had real is just not that high, and we're going to assume real and earn some highlights for it. We may have wanted a banana bread bug with the rejected drink, but decided we couldn't take it. Instead,
I think we were trying to chase our seduction target there to a window pad. Oh no, we were going to the briefcase. And is he going to wait until his ST is back in a conversation? No.
yes,
Just not
possibly.
playing ball.
I mean, yeah, the seduction target's being a real buster, statue to statue over there. Meanwhile, we're just trying to wait it out at window pads. And we will continue to do so here. Maybe go try for this flirt at the statues. And that is the plan.
No, we get it.
We will pick up our pair of inspects here. I don't hate it, but I would also not hate not finishing these prints. The difficulty here is that with partial inspects, if the ambassador leaves a fingerprint on the other set of statues, that's definitely a non-starter because we would be finishing too many missions, assuming that this flirt comes through here. And it's much easier to shoot for 4 missions than it is to shoot for 3.
Banana bread.
Was there a reason for that banana bread? Or is it just that the conversation was full and to give everyone real?
I think it was just to give everyone real here, and we will we took down the assumed real highlights and then gave them right back. Bobby feeling that, or Dell's feeling that that was not a needed second banana bread. Just everyone who had the first one was also in for the second one. And Bobby looking, maybe hoping that this ambassador will move and make that case available, but instead going to go finish with these statues, excuse me. And I think it's going to be hard for Dells to hold this shot. Laser swings over, but isn't shooting. 4 seconds.
I think Bobby's got... He picks up his first spy win.
Yeah, we get away with the inspects. Dell's just not thinking that that was something Bobby had on the plan. And holds the shot. We get a mission win. And Bobby is on the board for Team Purple. I really thought we were going to get shot there just for, especially with the recent downgrade of the lights and then reapplication of the highlights. But our behavior, just lots of window pad stays. We must have just felt like an AI, despite the statue flirt, despite everything. Laser definitely considers shooting us, but decides not to.
And that is a pretty similar play to what Wheels got shot for in the last game as well. So maybe Dell's erring on the side of caution there.
Well, let's see if Bobby can pull this back all the way here. Gonna have to find a way to shoot Irish. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Takes control a bit quicker this time, but has a drink in hand, but looks like it's going to be more statues here. Is very long, deliberate path over here to pick up our first set of inspects. Interesting, because statues generally not a super popular choice here on Terrace. Since there's only 2 sets and you do have to visit both of them, it's pretty easy for the sniper to keep track of.
That felt like quite a bit quick putback. But I suppose we didn't want to risk that 3 cycle.
And small little etiquette breaks are only as important as the sniper puts importance on them. And it seems like Bobby not particularly watching, not interested in that. And we're off to a nice flurry of mission progress here. In the first minute, we've picked up half of 2 missions. And contact probably shortly to follow. Dell's perhaps waiting for the conversations to improve a little bit here. But we've gone now only to 1 person out. I would like to see him take this here pretty soon. Oh, you have to send this off now. Everybody's in. Here it comes.
Banana bread.
Little bit of a frustration highlight onto Toby there.
So we just need 1 or 2 flats and then inspect, and then we'll be all finished up.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
But
after
will
we
Dells risk it?
yeah, looks like Dells was waiting for the timer flirt there, but Tex decides no and heads to the bar. Dells not wanting to be stood up like that will chase, but with no line and a reject from Tex, we don't even get the flirt there. We're gonna have to chase again, and that's gonna look suspicious, especially if Bobby's watching. And there's just not a lot going on at this party to watch otherwise.
All safety off on Queen. Where do we shoot Queen?
Let's see if we can figure that out. Queen standing there for a long time. And this would have to be a shot for flirt finish. Nothing else
She
going
had
on.
moved conversation to conversation. She moved along with the ambassador. So maybe Bobby's crediting a bug there?
Yeah, that's... Here's the moment in question. Yeah, that's definitely a place where you can credit the bug. Just walking a hair ahead of the ambassador. If you were to go for that bug, it wouldn't necessarily be visible. Unfortunately, this time that gives completion credit to an AI, and Dell's going to keep their lead here. As they go up 3-1, we still have 2 games of Terrace left to play. It's going to be Kane for Bobby this time. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Bobby loves going to the bar to start with. Every time so far.
So this a particularly weak delegate with absolutely no one else going to that bar. If we sent this off, it would be pretty
Banana
clear.
bread.
We take a banana bread and 2 split from it. Dell's confident enough that the twin left before it came off. And we pick up a highlight for assumed real here. Which makes a lot of sense when only 3 people had it.
So we're just going to get in here and flirt a little bit, I reckon. Although we're showing some respect, we're waiting a little bit until we flirt. Oh no, the ST leaves, so we don't even manage to get that.
A little bit behind the 8 ball now. Our delegate is timing out. Right there it goes. We have no flirt. We do have our contact, but we're already highlit. Statue's almost certainly a death sentence. No great print opportunities. General's going to sludge the one at the bar. The briefcase is currently in our seduction target's hand. Bobby's hands are kind of tied here, especially with swap off. There's just not a lot of quick progress we can make.
Probably not even worth flirting anymore, unless he's going to go for a cheeky time ad.
I don't know if he has a choice but to go for a timeout. We're down to 1 minute 40 seconds.
And he's just standing there not doing anything. Maybe he's just going to hope that someone else gets shot.
Well, the one person at any amount of risk here is Irish, who's wearing the highlight from the contact, and she comes right back to that conversation. We are just going to pick up another delegate here, trying to use that as a bit of a pressure relief, but Flirt's definitely off the table. Well, as I say that, we pick one up here, but it's only a white test for 34, and getting 2 more of those in a minute's going to be a tough ask. We go for this briefcase pileup.
Oh, what was... I don't think we're going to manage to get Flirt.
I tend to agree here. It's going to be a lot of... Oh no! Dells!
What was that, Dells?
Well, that twin did have the real contact. Let's see if we can watch this back through Playing Twin's perspective really quick here.
He had been to that set of statues already, which earned him a highlight.
Yeah, it starts the game at statues. 1 cycles it. Short little path into conversation there, and then... got the contact, and I think this just has to be a case of Dell's not remembering what conversation that Twin had been standing in, or excuse me, not which conversation, which set of statues. Just knew that this Twin was a statue visitor. And that's...
Shot for a second set of statues.
Second set of statues, that's the same as the first. Unfortunate way to lose the game, but it's the one that Dells has chosen here. And so we have 1 game left of Terrace. This could even it up here. We've got the Plane Twin this time around. Or, Plane Twin, that's the Bling Twin. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. Another long AI control here.
I always get confused when Taft's not the amber. I was expecting a bug there, and none came because he's not buggable.
Well, now that you mentioned bug, it's interesting that we haven't seen so much as a setup, let alone an attempt. Terrace has a lot of good places for you to stand where the ambassador's likely to come walk behind you and have a lot of cover from the conversations. But neither player has wanted to put themselves in that position yet.
I've seen a surprising number of inspects as well. When I play, I don't tend to see a lot of inspects on Terrace.
Dell's looking like he wants to just get rid of this drink as fast as he can. We'll double sip here before heading back out into the world to pick up this first flirt. Hopefully Rocker sticks around for it.
And that's enough to earn him a low light? Oh, they're bar highlights, aren't they?
Yep.
Banana bread.
Fake contact coming off is not bad, but a lot of people leave in the seconds leading up to it. Meaning that only 2 with real from that. If we're aware of that fact, they could be very strong frame targets, especially if we can line ourselves up to be delegated to by Seek here, who's just picked up a drink.
We finished our flirt here. In the 2 green flirt.
But time is counting against us here. We're down to 75 seconds. And not wanting to be the one to change conversations here, Tex did go to statues as one of the people with real contact. And you can't... We followed to the statue, going for the difficult print here. Okay. That's a shot. Hex again, multiple statue visits, but at the same pad.
But the last one did have a print on it.
Last one did have a print. I'm just not I'm not sure if Tex had an earlier print.
I don't think he did.
Well, no print, no problem. But that's going to be the end of Terrace. We have a 2-4 lead in favor of Dells. Bobby's has their work cut out for them as we head over to Tayen. What do you think Bobby has to do here? I think we have to see less statues, right?
I think probably less statues, and I think he needs to make sure he's not small man. I think if Bobby plays a small man on Tayen, he's going to get shot immediately.
That's just such a tough ask of somebody who's such a patron of the small man, though.
As much as I love seeing all of his memes, when he takes it seriously, Bob is a really good player.
Well, and has definitely managed to keep this close thus far as we step on to Tayen here. It's not going to be small man, it's going to be Kane for Bobby. Starting out in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
He's going straight outside, finishing his drink, letting the party settle down a bit.
Pretty standard stuff here. Get rid of the drink. Go find your flirt.
The Amber's come and joined us. Are we going to sneak in a bug? Or is it too much to ask?
It was being guarded very tightly there. I'm not sure Bobby would have gotten away with it, but it was certainly a point of temptation there just to click that mouse button. But
yeah, that's a level of restraint I wouldn't have shown.
Bobby showing nothing but restraint right now, just idling here, trying to... With how many civ shots there have been, I wonder if we're just going to try to lean into getting somebody else shot. We will chase down our seduction target here and pick up our second flirt. So keeping our options open, but it might not be a bad idea, especially with small men having that statue highlight.
Banana bread.
Interesting little dance there from Wheels. Tries to leave conversation as the BB comes off, but fails to do so. We do pick up our reel, and I think in this situation, Dells would have to credit the front conversation as having it possibly as well. It was just so unclear what Wheels was doing in that second that I think both conversations probably looking just as bad from that contact. We will pick up a print here. Have a little bit of trouble getting through the traffic.
And we finish off our flirt here. We just have 2 more missions to go.
So I see what Bobby's doing here. Bobby's setting up for print, inspect, finish. Ambassador has just left a print for us on that head a few statues down. Pick up our first inspects here, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him go statue to statue. Just try to get into mission win countdown as quickly as possible. And in fact, he will.
Exactly what he's done. But will Dells notice? Will he get shot for this?
There's mission win countdown there. Uh-oh, here comes the laser. No hesitation. I think that's definitely the right play there from both players. Time was running out, options were limited. Figure that shot came off at 20 seconds, and there were not many other opportunities on the map. We could have gone for a print over at the books where the ambassador was just hanging out at that particular moment. But either way, with that little time, we're going to be chasing a fairly fresh print. And if Dells is on top of them, we're going to eat a bullet.
Yep, and you can see Dells is clearly counting all the missions here and only shooting when it's complete. I wonder if that is why Bobby has been a bit more restrained in these games, because him and Dells are used to playing a lot, I think.
Yeah, they do tend to play a lot on Dells' Wednesday night casual streams. So these two players do know each other pretty well. And Dells probably used to all of Bobby's antics, and none of them making an appearance today, but we'll see what Dells can get up to here as Salmon in 3, 2, 1, playing it. AI control does some crazy stuff. It walks in a nice little circle and lands right back where it started. We will just take an innocent drink here. Slow start to this match. We are in with a double agent in a very crowded conversation, but with the other conversation so empty, Dells not wanting to take this just yet. What he did want was a flirt and denied the opportunity there. Sorry leaves the conversation at the wrong moment, forcing Dells to redirect out here to these front windows, start getting rid of this drink. And it's going to be a timeout here, the first one of this set, and it is a green test.
And he finally gets that flirt in. Sometimes I wonder when they add time at that window, whether they forget where the sniper is.
Well, it cuts both ways, right? If somebody's at the front window, it's much less demanding of attention than somebody sheepishly going into the back corner behind a shoji. And either way, if you can hit the action test, you're not likely to get caught for it.
Yeah, it's fair.
Banana bread.
We will take this contact here. It's going to give off, I think, 3 lowlights available, one of which was already low lit. But otherwise, both the real DA in for us and the suspected double agent in the back conversation means that everyone who's still in the running has that mission complete. And it'll be just that much easier for Bobby to find a shot onto a civilian here. Oh.
And he's going for a purloin. It's direct purloin.
And it's seen immediately. Unfortunately, no fade available, but Bobby on top of the chain. Safety's off onto us, then mistakenly low light, realizes the mistake and brings us back up, but I think this is a party of 1 at this point. And just being patient to make sure he hasn't made a mistake. Dells probably kicking themselves over the white purloin. If there's one action test you want to hit, it's that one.
Dells must be able to feel the laser.
Oh, absolutely.
On him for quite a long time, so I can't expect him to do anything else except for timeout right now. Safety off again.
Banana bread.
We go for another contact here, just hoping to throw up a little bit of chaff in the air. The laser hates us more for it, as we're now with the other double agent. Bobby
The only
playing
way
with
I
his...
can see us finishing here is if we get a drive-by with the amber going past us, and our ST's kind, and we can flirt with them.
At this point, I think we die for absolutely anything, including following the ST. Bobby playing with their food will pick up the third game here and stay in striking distance. Here's the moment of the crime again. Our position means that the fade is not visible, but there was no chain on that. And Bobby well aware of the lack of the chain.
But keeping small man in just in case.
Yeah, the only way Smallman could have been a part of that again would be something clever like green purloin request take. And that's not a play I've ever seen Dells go for, so Bobby correctly attributing the purloin to the spy, takes the shot, and keeps himself in the match here. It's 3-5, and we have 4 games left to play. We will have another outing of General here for Bobby in 3, 2, 1, and it.
Going to get rid of our drink here. And chase down our flirt, I think.
Creative little bit of bouncing there as we run into Smallman on our way to Teal. And we will pick up this first green flirt right as the seduction target leaves, so being rewarded a little bit for being just a little less respectful than spies would normally be, but if he had waited, he wouldn't have gotten that, and instead we got ourselves a nice short cooldown. Going to chase Teal into books here for the second flirt.
We're still going to have to do one more flirt. But we've made some pretty good progress so far. I'm not a fan of that path.
No, I think so Bobby's intention there was probably to do a briefcase redirect. We started heading in that direction, then a sharp turn to the left, and unfortunately we just cut in front of wheels there as we head back into the green books for fingerprints, and Teal, deciding she admired our previous advances, will come back to complete the flirt. So we are here with 90 seconds left, 1 fingerprint in pocket, and flirt done. As we go for a second, I think this still has a difficult on it. Or has it been picked up one time too many? I guess it has. We'll just give it back to the ambassador. That's a bug, though. And we're not
Banana
dead.
bread.
Our DA did bail on us there.
Yeah, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Here's the briefcase bug again here for a moment. Hand it back off to the ambassador, and it's actually really quite good. Not a play you see too often here, but Bobby pulling it out. We would be in a much better position if we had that contact, but instead we have to pick up another briefcase, this one with a easy fingerprint on it. So that's 3 missions. We will still have to find the contact, but we pick up a highlight. Dell's not liking our return efforts there. It's just going to be a purloin. We request, we purloin, it's white. Is it visible? Toby walks in the wrong direction. We try to dance away, but Dells finds the shot.
I wonder if we would have got shot if we hadn't danced. The problem with General is he's so tall that even if you do dance, his head goes above everyone.
Yeah, here comes the purloin. I mean, just our positioning here at the back of the conversation. Dells is definitely immediately looking for that list. And no hesitation. We'll fill out the sides of the hexagon. We have 6 games for Dells. Bobby's going to have to pull all of the 3 remaining here in order to force a tie. And that's a tough ask against such a skilled opponent has a page out of Bobby's book here. Queen with not general, but Smallman in 3, 2, 1, playing it.
Well, of course, that was completely random by Dells. We're going to step straight into statues and get the inspects.
Sometimes you wonder, though. Dells is normally on all random, but sometimes you've got to wonder if he just flips 2 characters around. It's harmless, right?
Maybe. I suppose if I was him, I definitely wouldn't want to do Queen General against Bobby. It's all Bobby can think about.
Though we've successfully lined ourselves up for a flirt with General as well as Smallman here by wedging into the center of this conversation. And we're going to take this drink before we go for the flirt.
We managed to just get it before Small Man bails on us.
So we do have our inspects done nice and early, which means we don't have to go to them at spy o'clock. But not much signs of other progress other than the flirt here. And we've stuck with this drink in our hands. Smallman going to statues means that it's going to be tough for us to chase down our second flirt here. Though if we wanted to, it's not any particularly more suspicious to go for the same set of statues another time, especially when we already have center inspects. But Dells deciding they don't have enough time, we'll just head into the bookcase here. Maybe going to try to pull some cheeky book nonsense here for the first time in this set.
Or not. It's just an innocent book.
Or not, and I'm a little bit confused by that with how little progress we have as the clock's down under 80 seconds. I think we might have needed something. Instead, we're just going to take this contact. Unfortunately, while the back conversation was pretty full, it did not include the SDA. And at this late juncture in the match, Bobby willing to assume real lowlights everyone else who wasn't in this front conversation. We're just going to take the list. No cover for it. And checker purloin results in swift death. So Bobby finding a way to keep themselves in it. Dells doesn't take the hex.
Oh, sorry. I'm confusing who is who.
No, Bobby stays in it. I still think Bobby's got a serious uphill climb here with 2 games left to play and must win both of them. But Dells, feeling the time pressure, snags the list and snags a bullet. And now, you said you'd be disappointed. I hope you're not disappointed any longer. We've got Bobby's last spy game here. None other than the small man. In 3, 2, 1, playing it.
I do love Small Man on Tayan. He can just hide so well at the back and do nothing. Wait for the ambassador to pass and bug. And I'm hoping that's the kind of game that Bobby will go for. A lot of Small Man cheese.
Well, notably in the last game when Bobby was assuming real, actually Smallman, a highlight, was in the back conversation that didn't have a double agent and missed getting low lit just because wasn't visible at all.
And that's why small man's extra sus it.
I do like going for these prints here. We would be obligated to go for that case here in a moment, but unfortunately the ambassador paths to the back of the venue. So instead it's an action test microfilm. It's not visible with Dell's zoomed in. It's actually off screen to the left. We have green film in pocket. Print and Seduce all started with 2.5 minutes still to go. A lot of options here for Bobby. This is a strong start. And if I'm Bobby here, I think I'd go grab that blue book and take it to one of the invisible pads there at the back and the side. Just try to get that out of the way as quickly as I can, because I don't want to be seen trying to microfilm at the last second here. We will fire off the contact. It's
Banana bread.
okay, I guess.
But the DA bails it on us again.
And the seduction target also bails. We change conversations, and at this point we're in trouble just because of how active we'll have to be.
And you can feel Bobby's frustration with him shaking the camera like that.
I think at this point Bobby's best plan is to wait for the ambassador to leave these statues. That's an action priority. We bug absolutely nothing. Going for this 17% flirt, but thankfully our particular positioning means that we at least wave away from the sniper. And Bobby immediately does go for that case that I thought he was trying to set up here. That's Prince done. Seduce done. We have a microfilm in pocket. But will we die if we go for this contact? Going to go for the microfilm first. Taking out the blue book. Will we just do it right here? No, we will not. Going to the back conversation with
Banana
our book.
bread.
Fire off the banana bread. And we could certainly do this action test if we just step out of the conversation, but instead we're going back to the shelf and we're going to do it at the bookshelf. We have cover from Wheels and Queen. Dells, I mean, there was a little bit of hand visible. But Dells must have caught it, takes the shot. Here's
That's
that.
another tile for T-Flames Disco Inferno. It was such a small movement as well, just seeing that hand.
And it's interesting that Dells waits for the putback there, but yeah, definitely, you can definitely see that hand there. Little less rotation from Dells and it wouldn't have been visible. It would have been lost in the shadow of the bookshelf. But as it were, that's 7 games for Dells, and that does secure the Hexagon. Despite our best attempts to bug the air, there was no cheesy bug there. But we do still have 1 game left to play. Let's play it out. We've got more small man for you. This time it's Dells, and do you believe it's random?
I'm not sure I do believe it's random anymore.
Let's see. In 3, 2, 1, playing it. I'm fully expecting Dells to come in the chat and say, it was random, it's fine, we don't believe you.
He's got to claim that so we don't get one up on him.
Oh, that's a bug, though.
Yep. And he's so small it wouldn't have been seen.
Yeah, at best you get credit there, but you definitely can't see anything of that bug.
And if we did, maybe we're just trying to shake off some suspicion with an innocent book there.
Though a bit rough, that bug the only progress we have with under 2 minutes 30 seconds left. We now have got to play it like Snipe Arcade, despite Snipe Arcade not featuring KN here. We've got any 3 of 7 to get done in under 2.5 minutes. And that small amount of flirt progress is not going to help. We will fire off a banana bread. It is real for everybody except for the Duke, who picks up a low light. Looks like we're lining up for our reel now. And here comes said reel.
Banana bread.
Long enough after Seek took his drink that it could have been him, but this one will give off considerably more lowlights than the last. There's only 5 people left in this party, and we're one of them. And oh no, the seduction target leaves as we chase to windows. Dells needs 2 missions and has less than a minute. Flirt's going to be really, really rough at this point. If not impossible. We're going straight for this briefcase despite it being super illegal. But the time pressure...
We managed to get the fingerprint off of it, and now we just need to complete one more mission.
And we find 2 flirts in 30 seconds. We have to do a cheese flirt here, and we're the right character to be doing it. We do leave the conversation and run away. But at this point, there's certainly going to be overtime. There goes the cooldown. We're heading straight back to the seduction target. We do need a green test, and we do hit it. And Bobby, stunned that anybody's completing there, will not shoot anyone in overtime. And Dells completes the victory lap. A last-second cheese flirt to bring the score to 8-4.
That was great playing on both sides. And even if Bobby did know it there, I don't think he'd been able to shoot him. He was hiding so much.
Well, for giggles, I'll take control of the camera here. Can I find Smallman?
Maybe you'll get his toes.
Maybe I can get his toes right there.
Is that even him?
I can't tell because it's not highlighting. Oh well. One way or the other, that's this match in the books. Both venues going 2-4 in favor of Dells will secure the M1 tile in favor of T-Flame's Disco Inferno. And what that's going to do, as I'll pull up the map again here, you'll see M1 is the blinking tile. Red now has a strong bead on some adjacency bonuses in that middle left-hand side. They can start to round out that area of the map. That will score them quite a number of points. But they will have to fight through the other teams and see if they can manage.
I'm hoping not.
Fair enough. That said, that will be the end of this cast. Thank you to the players for giving us the set here to commentate on. Thank you, Kat, for hopping in the booth for your first time. You did awesome.
And thanks for having me, Paulino. It was great fun.
Anytime. As far as what other streams we have coming up, there is an official cast of the Hexagon Cup this afternoon at 2 p.m. Central, which is 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. I think it's 8 p.m. your time, Kat.
+5 to Eastern time.
So yeah, 8 p.m. in some other time zone that I don't know the name of. But
UTC.
time zones are hard. Otherwise, the pairings for the week 2 matches should be out, dude, and I'm sure we'll see the calendar start to fill back up. And you can catch a whole bunch of those matches here on my channel, as well as whatever other party comes our way. That said, that's the end. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a good rest of your Sunday. Talk to you soon.